What's going on, guys? So in this video I'm going to be giving you what I think are the top 5 things you should do to your PS5 as soon as you boot it up for the first time. So basically these 5 things are going to be some tips and tricks that just make your life a little bit easier with the PS5. So as you can see, I'm already on my PS5 home screen, and what I think is the number 1 thing you should do is scroll over to the PlayStation Plus app, click on that, and go ahead and add every single PS Plus collection game to your library. So obviously to do this you have to have PS Plus, which I know not everybody will have, but I figure at this stage of the game most people have PS Plus just because so many games require it. The reason I'm telling you to add the PS Plus games to your collection is because you never know when Sony might take the games away. Let's go ahead and click on the PS Plus collection right here, and it'll show you a bunch of games that are from the PS4, kind of basically some top hits, that sort of thing. You got God of War, you got Crash Bandicoot, you got Fallout 4, a bunch of solid games. And these are all free as long as you have PS Plus. Now you don't have to download them, but just go and make sure you add to library. So as you can see, you add to library and then gives you the option to download. You don't have to download right now, but as long as you have PS Plus, you can download these games at any time and play them, which is an awesome thing to do. And if you're familiar with the way PS Plus works, a lot of times they'll take these games away and add different games. So you want to go ahead and make sure you add all of the games before they're taken away. So yeah, I would just go through, click on every single game, and press add to library. I've already added a bunch. I haven't added all of them yet, but just make sure to add them all to the library. And if there's some games you want to play right now, then go ahead and download them. And yeah, like I said, they're free with PS Plus, so if you have PS Plus, you might as well go ahead and add these to your library. Now the PS Plus collection is specifically on the PS5 right now. It's basically just, as you can see, a generation defining PS4 games. You can also download the PS5 monthly game, PS4 monthly game each month, so make sure to go ahead and add those to your library as well. Now the number 2 thing you need to do with your PS5 is go ahead and transfer all of your PS4 data to your PS5. So to do this, there's a couple different ways to do this actually. You're going to go over to your settings tab. Now the first way to do this is once you're in settings, go ahead and scroll down to system, click on that, and then click on system software, and scroll all the way down to data transfer. Go ahead and click on that, and it gives you pretty straightforward instructions here. You can transfer data from your PS4. So basically with this method, you have your PS4 actually sitting right next to your PS5. And then as you can see on the screen, you can either use your Wi-Fi connection, or if you want to make it fast, you can actually just plug in your Ethernet cable. And so that was the first way to do it. The second way to do it, which I think is even easier, is you go to settings, you scroll down to where it says save data and game/app settings. Click on that, and you go to save data PS4, go to cloud storage, and you can go to download to console storage. And now, as long as you uploaded all of your game data from your PS4 to the cloud, you can go ahead and download it on your PS5. Now to be able to do this, you needed to have PS Plus, so if you don't have PS Plus, your best option is to go with option number 1. But if you do have PS Plus, there's a high chance you had it on auto upload, so it just automatically uploads all of your PS4 data as you're playing. And as you can see, I have a ton of PS4 data just from all the games I've played over the years. And what I recommend doing is just go through and find whatever games you might play on the PS5. Go ahead and click on them, and then you'll click download. I guess the easiest way is just to click select all, but obviously that's going to take up a lot of memory, so I don't recommend doing that if you're not going to use all of your save data from your PS4 games. So just to show you real quick how it works, I'll click on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, click download, and as you can see it says downloading. And I've actually already done it once, but I'll go ahead and do it again. And it just copies it to your console. And now when you put your PS4 game in your PS5, you can use your same PS4 save data without starting from scratch. And so once you've done that, I also recommend going ahead and clicking on auto upload. So I already have it clicked, but this is automatically uploading save data to cloud storage for PS4 games. And if you back out to the save data /PS5, go to cloud storage. Actually, it's not cloud storage here, it's sync save data and auto sync save data, and go ahead and click that on as well, and that'll automatically sync your save data from your PS5 to the cloud as well. Now again, this cloud storage only works if you have PS Plus, but it's just another reason I highly recommend having PS Plus. So the number 3 thing I recommend doing is going ahead and adjusting some of your PS5 DualSense controller settings. So to do this, go ahead and click on the button in the middle of your controller. It looks like the PlayStation icon, and now you're going to scroll all the way over to where it says accessories, and you can kind of see a picture of your controller, and you'll just click on your wireless controller and then go down to controller settings. And here you'll get a bunch of settings you can change for your controller, and there's a few things I recommend doing here. So number 1, I recommend turning the volume down on the speaker for the controller. So if you don't know what this is, basically the PS5 controller has a speaker in it, and just like the PS4, and you can actually change the volume on it. I think by default it comes somewhere around here, which I thought was extremely loud. So I went ahead and turned it down so that you can still get the experience, but it's not too loud. And another benefit here is you also save some battery life just by making your volume quiet. So, you know, if you don't like it at all, you can turn it all the way down, or if you like it really loud, you can do it whatever you want to, but I recommend adjusting this just based on your personal preference. And then a couple other things here that I recommend not changing is your vibration intensity and your trigger effect intensity. By default, they're on strong, and I would recommend leaving them at strong just because that's such a key feature of your PS5 controller. So go ahead and leave that if you like it. And then the other thing I think you should change is the brightness of controller indicators. So basically there's like a light bar on your controller, and I recommend switching it to dim. Not only does that save you some battery life, but I think it's just not as distracting. As you can see, by default it's on bright, but I just go ahead and turn it down to dim to save some battery life, and I think it still does the job. So tip number 4 is a way that you can actually save some memory very easily. As you know, the PS5 only comes with 800 gigabytes or so of SSD, and a lot of that is already taken up by system storage, so you want to try to maximize your storage as much as possible. So to do this, we're going to go ahead and go over to settings again. So I'll go back to my home screen, go up to the top, click on settings, and then once you're on settings, we're going to go ahead and scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says captures and broadcasts. Go ahead and click on that, and then scroll all the way down again to trophies. And so basically when you earn a trophy, it'll do a few things. It'll save a trophy screenshot from when you earn the trophy. It'll save a trophy video as well. So what I recommend doing is turning off the trophy video unless you really want to keep it. But if you turn that off, then you're saving 15 seconds of clip every time you get a trophy. So if you're playing a lot of games and earning a lot of trophies, you're pretty quickly going to run out of storage space just because of all the video clips it's recording. So I definitely recommend turning this off if you don't want it. It's a pretty easy thing to do, and it'll definitely save you some storage space in the long run. So last but not least, the number 5 thing I recommend doing for your PS5 is to adjust your privacy settings. So what you're going to do is go up to settings again and scroll down to where you see users and accounts. Click on that and scroll down to privacy. And so what I recommend doing here is going ahead and just checking out all the privacy settings and kind of setting them to your liking. You know, we're in a day and age where it's really easy to share everything, and some people may not want to do that. So you can go through here and basically set up all of your privacy settings. So right here on this first option, view and customize privacy settings, you can kind of control stuff with your individual profile. You know, who can friend request you, who can see you, when they search you, that sort of thing. And then you can also control what kind of data you provide to Sony. So you can come down here to data you provide, click on that, and you can either do full or limited, and it basically just adjusts how much data you provide to Sony. And if you want to read the full list, you can click triangle and it'll give you the device data. And if you scroll through this, it's got a lot of details. But basically, if you leave it on full, it's going to share behavioral data to help us continually improve and personalize your experience, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but some people don't want to share everything. And you can also do the same thing with personalization. You can basically change if they're going to serve you personalized ads, personalized media, that sort of thing. And so you can read through these and adjust these settings as you see fit. And then down here, another important one is voice data collection. So I would recommend leaving this off, because essentially what this means to me is they're recording your voice at all times and can basically do what they want with that data. So I clicked on don't allow. And another thing that'll help with this is going ahead and muting your actual controller. So if you don't know, there's actually a mute button on your controller because there is a mic on your controller. So if you look at your PlayStation 5 controller, there is a PlayStation logo in the very middle that's a button. If you look right below that, there's a little clear line, and that's actually the mute button for your controller. So if you click on that, it'll give a dim orange light, and on your screen it'll show an icon that shows that your controller is now muted. So basically this means that your controller is not using your microphone right now. So there you go, guys. Those are my top 5 things that I think you should do as soon as you boot up your PS5. Now obviously this is going to be a little bit different for everybody. Not everybody is going to want to do the same things that I did here, but I think it should get you on the right track. And definitely let me know down in the comments if there's some other things you recommend people doing, just so everybody else can see them. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you liked the video, and have a great day.